Hello, hello. So, je sais plus, I don't know what I want to say. Qu'est-ce qu'on va dire? What do we say? What do we say? Hello, everybody. I'm sitting here in my living room on the floor because the sun is just here. And I'm trying to take as much vitamin D as I can. So, I hope you also have some vitamin D. Anyway, this video will be all about organization. Maybe that doesn't sound funny or exciting. For me it is actually, because I really love organizing. I love it and I hate it. It's a love and hate situation. But it's really important, I guess, to be organized. At least for me it is really important because my life is kind of... my work schedule is kind of short because I need to take care of the kids. Of course, I have my husband that does it too, but we share this load of work and also taking care of the house. So some people asked me in the past on social media or in live how I can manage to do all the things that I do with having 2 kids. The first answer is I am not alone, I have an husband, but also the second answer to that is that I am super organized. I love to-do lists, I love lists, I love to work on Excel. My way of organizing my week or my month make everything easier for me. So, as a lot of people asked me in the past how I organize myself, how I do it, I will show you that in this video. I will show you all the steps, all the different tools that I have to help me organize my studio. My studio and my practice in general, and some other people ask me how I sell my product, or it is to manage a small business like mine. That, I guess, it's another video. It's another subject. I will just show you the different lists, the different tablets, the different system I use to try to take the anxiety, to be organized. I don't know how many times I will say on organize on this video. But anyway, I will show you. Let's go on this table first. I filmed this video over the week, so I may have different outfits. Maybe you don't care, but it's just for you to know. So, follow me in my living room where I organize my day, my week. Then in my atelier where are all the organization paper, and then in the office. Let's do that. What do you think? Let's do that, Joy? Joy, come with me. Say something? Do you want to say something? How it is to be a dog in 2024? Oh, yeah, I understand. Not easy. By the way, that's not my dog. I'm a cat person. But my parents are away for a month and they gave us this little Joy. So I need to take care of her. The cat is not happy. And I'm not happy neither, because you poop and you pee in my atelier. But you're cute. Still, she's cute. Okay, let's go. Let's go organize. I know, you think that we will go outside? No, we don't go outside. We don't go outside yet. No, we go to organize my life. I like to kick off my week by making to-do lists. Some are for urgent things, like answering email, writing proposal for retailers, or just listing out the project I need to make. Once that's done, I move on to planning the week using a weekly calendar I picked up at a cute grocery store in London when I was there. With my to-do list in hand, I can break down my days. If parts need prepping the day before, which product I need to produce that specific day. I make sure to include all my meetings the day I'm with the kids and my husband's schedule since he's traveling often for product shoot. I try to map out the next 2 weeks of tasks and production. It really helps give me perspectives. If I have time, I sometimes plan ahead on Friday evenings for the upcoming week. I even create a separate to-do list for social media posts, so I know exactly when to film and what content I need to create. Okay. So I always have my calendar there, so I can see while I'm working what I have to do. So it's the first thing that I do in the morning. I come here. That's not the first thing I do in the morning. First thing I do is wake up, go to the toilet, take care of the kids, make yoga, take a coffee, breakfast, look at my emails. But one of the first thing I do in the morning when I arrive in the studio is looking at this shit. So I'm looking at the calendar and I'm like, what I have to do today. Tomorrow what I need to do is to pack all the orders that were made during my holidays.
I need to glaze some stuff with my friends and neighbors that did some PCC and porcelain. I also need to glaze and draw and glaze on some lamp. I need to do some glaze test for the next week wood firing. And create a pencil, a special pencil, and also do some ornaments.
That's my plan for tomorrow. That doesn't mean that I will do all of that. It's a plan, it's a goal somehow. So I hope I will be able to do all of that. I don't know yet. I also put my personal things. So for example, here I have swimming pool. That's my sport, the only sport I do. I will try to, whatever. Let's not go into that yet. I also put here all the important stuff to do. For example, on Wednesday I need to film for Instagram. On Wednesday evening, my husband is leaving for 3 days for a photo shoot, so I know that I'm with the kids and I need to, I'm alone, so I need to manage everything. Yeah, I also put on Sunday, I will post the video that I'm filming here. So yeah, this is really like the best thing that I do for my own organization. What you need to know is that probably I will change the program and then do another sheet because I like to see everything in one place. That's the goal. Here are something that is really important to me. It's my atelier hours. How many time I spend on each task in the atelier. I will show you more closely what the task I decided to count. So that's this page, and then this is my production, how much I produce per month and per product, of course. And it's a good way to kind of know how many items I produce in a whole year. I will show you later. It is in the office. I kept this page from last year, and it's nice to see. Nice to see the difference between last year and this year. So I keep all that on paper, but I'll also transform that at the end of the year. I do a recap that I post on my social medias. Anyway, that's those page. I will show you closer what I put on them. So, of course, the first activity that is important is hand building. So I count the hours I spend on each task. So hand building, drawing, so that's the pattern that I do on product. Clean and wash the product, glazing, of course. Then I have it's not about atelier hours, but how many kiln I do from the B square or the glaze one, and I count them. It's also good to track that. Then packing, that's a big part of my activities. I have a web shop where I send directly to clients, so that's a big part. Computer work, huge part. I'm not counting really well every hours, but I know that's a big part of my days and weeks. Research, that's something I'm trying to do if every month, like for a few hours. For example, in July I did 5 hours, that's good, and in September too, so I'm really happy about that. Cleaning is cleaning the atelier, that's really important. I'm trying to do that daily. And yeah, I will just show you one part of the page because at the end it's the same way. It's project, and I have a picture of each product type, and then a month, and then I calculated how many products I did in a month. So for example, these low mugs in July I did 26, and in July I produced 173 products from all of my catalog. Yeah, so that's a good way of tracking. Here in my office, this is where I spend, I guess, a third of my time. Sometimes 20% of my time, sometimes 50%. It depends. I have this computer that is like basic somehow, and at the end I'm only using it for editing, accounting, and managing my web shop. So I prefer to have a working station like that than a small computer, because I think it's more practical somehow. And it's also good because I cannot take this work in my home on the small computer, you know, it's like it stays here, the work. And the emails too. Of course I have my telephone, and of course sometimes I am on my cell phone checking the social media, the email and everything. But I'm trying to say when I'm in the office, I am in the office, when I'm home, I'm home. Somehow, because at the end it's not that simple. I have all these to-do lists. I have a lot of them, always 4 or 5 of them, because I have one from Instagram, or one for YouTube, then one that is both of them to see a little bit the schedule during the week and month. And then I have small sheets like that for daily to-do list, daily or weekly to-do list. For example, this one, I finished everything, so I can and I use both sides, of course, for economical reason. And there, I'm also done. So, this to-do list is going to the garbage. That's nice. That's a nice feeling when the to-do list is done. So, I will blurry some of the amount and everything, because I like to be transparent, but maybe not completely. One first thing, I have here my year invoices and how much I earn per semester. I have first semester, and then I write down all the clients' name, or what I sell on my website in January, for example, the amount, how many taxes I pay, and if it's paid by the client, not completely paid. Okay, this one was paid actually. Paid, it's green, of course. This one is waiting. It's all about accounting, guys. It's really important. I have what I spend. I put some nice colors because I think it's the way to make it nice somehow, to make it want to work on it. So anyway, this is, for example, in the first semester, how much I spent, almost 9,000 euros. That is an important part, to really know where you spend your money. Okay, that's one thing. Then something that I really like to do is called my bilan, so my recap. And I do it on 3 phases. It's about selling on my website, with retailers, and on markets. The amount of products sold per month. For example, you can see that in January I sold a lot, 165 products, but then in May only 17. June come back to 130, and each month I'm calculating how many items I sold, and then how many I earn from that. And I also count the number of orders, because it's not the same, of course, because some people orders 25 products, some just 1. That gave me information. Then the second part of the information is the retailer. Here you can see, for example, right now I sold since January until September 548 products on my website, but 808 with retailers, so it's more. And then I have markets. I don't do a lot of markets, so maybe 3 per year. So here it is, but it's the same. And with that, I can see how many items I sold until now, how many I earned. I don't show you that because I think it's personal somehow, and I don't want to have people overlooking at this number and thinking, oh, well, I don't know, whatever. And here is the total orders or clients. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, clients. Also quite an important number to know how many clients I need to find per year, and I can then I have also the one for 2023. So what I like to do is put them side by side and looking if we have big differences. For example, I like to see, okay, for example, I like to see, okay, in January last year I sold 100, so this year I sold 165 products, last year only 86, okay, but I can see that July was not that great, but this month July was better, so this year July was better, so I can have a look, and it's kind of reassuring for me also. It's a way to, you know, for example, until September I sold 548 products, but the whole year on my website last year was 718, but I didn't, is missing like 3 months, so I'm like, okay, maybe that would be a good year, you know, maybe that's good. So I need to be reassured somehow. Well, let me show you each. I show you like that, maybe that's weird. When I'm back from the market, I am putting all that on a nice sheets like that, because I like to be organized, and I can see if people pay by cash or by card. It's helping me, and I also can put also the taxes from the cash, the card machine. Anyway, so I always have all of that in my computer. That's really important. So here is I did it for January, February, March, April, but not for May, June, July. Okay, so I need to do it. But it's also, I think, important for me to understand how many products I say per tab, because that's all my product. I have a lot of items in my collection, like the fruit bowl, diner plate, classic mug, whatever. And I can see how many products are sold per finish. For example, the pet food bowl, the first semester, I sold 87 the first semester, and that's a lot in comparison, for example, of my classic mug. It's less than it's more than my classic mug that I thought was a bestseller. So I count everything. That's just the number of product, and then here is per finish. So for example, the grit finish is always more. I have always more than the others, but also is the one that produced the most, but because I know people like it more. Anyways, when clients, others, retailer order from me, I send them this panel called orders with their name and everything, and per product finishes what they wish to have, 6, 2, 3, whatever. So at the end of when they make the order, I have this panel that I can print, bring in my studio, and then I can see, okay, I need to produce 20 diner plate in grid, but 10 in line. So that's a practical way to see how many products I need, because I work a lot with retailers, so and they all orders different things and different finishes, so it's important for me to have that. I will show you then in the atelier where it is. It's all my orders. Oh, wait, no, it's bothering me somehow. Wait. Ah no, come on, baby. I need you to be flat and that's better. So that's for the moment I have 2 orders there, validated by the clients, some retailer, and I can see what I have to do, how many items, and that's helped me to organize my schedule and shell. Anyway, do I have other things to organize myself? So all the organization that I'm putting in my atelier, except from the to-do list and the week organization, week planner, will end up in this annual report. And it's important for me because I like to know how many products I sold and where I spend my time. So here you can see it's all in Instagram, so if you want to have a look, it's interesting somehow. All the data that I collect help me be more efficient in my work. All this organization is not just because I'm a freak, maybe I am, but it's also because I want to be more efficient. I want to try to work less, or during the period of time I work, to work really efficiently and to not put all my focus on, for example, I will show you here. When I see that only 16 orders, it's a third of my income. That's important to, it's interesting to see, to know that working with retailers, it's a third of my income. Yeah, so it's a good way to understand my small business. In October, we will launch this lamp. To make a launch of a product is something quite important somehow, because it's and this one is the most expensive product I will sell on my web shop and to clients. So to do that, to organize launch, of course I did a to-do list. And I did a retro planning. So retro planning means that I know the date I want to launch it. That will be a pre-order product, and it's the first time I've done that. So my social media posts are also organized, of course. I'm posting a picture on Instagram on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. I'm planning that, and then I have a post. I'm posting a video, a reel or a YouTube video now on Sunday morning. And when I launch a product, wait, I need to open the door to the dog, because if not, she will not stop whining. Come. To do what? Nothing to do, baby. Anyway. So, when I launch a product, I'm like, okay, that will be on, for example, this lamp. The launch will be beginning of October, and then I'm like trying to say, okay, when I want to post what? Picture, video, when I need to edit, and I do a little to-do list like that. We'll show you closer. And it's helped me to know when I need to organize a photo shooting or a video shooting. What is really practical is my photograph is my husband. So that helps a lot with the organization, but and we film everything from here. We don't need to rent a studio or whatever. We do what we have, and what we have is this home or studio, neighbor's home too, and we can use that. So yeah. So I've shown you my tablets for accounting and all the things. I've shown you my week planner. I show you how I launch a product with the retro planning. My to-do list. I mean, I guess it's a lot already. So anyway, if you have any question, do not hesitate, ask in the comment below. And until that, I wish you a well-organized day, week, month, year. Or not. If you are not an organized person, it's also okay. It's, I think, good to have some tools to help you organize your day and week, because I mean, I don't know for you, but for me at least, it helped me take the anxiety and put it on a to-do list. Help me, you know, organize my mind. And I guess when my mind is organized and my to-do list is done, I'm like, okay, now I can move on into the task. To-do list, that's really important. That's it. Have a really wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.